You said before how your parents disciplined you when you were growing up. You really felt like had a positive impact on your success today. Mm. How so?
You know, just growing up the way that I grew up in you know, a small town with a great, you know, family base, a lot of family as well. You know, I got uncles over here and aunties over here from both sides of the family, and you got cousins. So we always, we stayed into stuff, you know. When you got, you know, 4 or 5 teenage or, you know, young men, you know, boys especially, you always find things to get into and things happen, you know. So I, you know, I often think back on the times where discipline had to come into play. And, you know, how I felt about it then, and as I got older, how I was able to look back and see how that affected different decisions that I made throughout my life, you know, and how it shaped me to be, you know, more of a stand-up guy and, you know, to try to do the right things, you know. So when I look back on it, I'm for sure, like, I know, you know, the discipline that I received helped me become the person that I am today.
You had to pick out your own switches, right? Give me an example.
Yeah, you pick out your own switch, just go out, you know, and grab a little switch off the tree, you know, pull the leaves off, and, you know, you would get, you know, spanked with it if you know, act up too much, you know. So I know back in when I was growing up, and I know, like, my mom and stuff too, they got whooped with, like, extension cords as
with
well.
Extension cords?
Yeah. Huh. That doesn't feel good at all. But there's a switch, you know, it's the sting to it, and it makes you get some act right.
How well do you remember the time, I think you're at school, and your dad comes, you do something, he takes off his belt and gives you a whooping in front of, like, you know, 20 other students?
My dad coached AU basketball, and he used to pick up guys from the surrounding areas. And I had did something in school, and I knew he didn't forget about it, you know, and I knew I was getting spanking. I just didn't know the timing of it and when it was going to happen. I remember getting out of the car, saying bye to the fellas. They was older, like 3 or 4 years older than me, so, you know, I always thought it was cool because I was hanging with those guys, you know. So I come around, I get out the car, and I'm coming around the front, and he hops out. He was like, hold on, you know. He said, walk back and stand in front of the car. So I'm like, why you gonna be standing in front of the car for? And he went on talking about the situation and what I had done, and, you know, how it was just embarrassing, you know, and, you know, pretty much gave me his whole little spiel, you know. So he was like, you know, since you want to embarrass me, let me see how you like, you know, to be humiliated, you know. So I sat there in front of the car, you know, pulled my pants down, you know, waved at the guys as he spanked me. It was a little humiliating and embarrassing. So that was a lesson for me. It was learned.